Wow! It's 2 minutes to late night!
Alright, what's up, Hershey's Kisses? I'm sorry I fucking had to. Welcome to Pod Minutes to Cast Night, the 2 minutes to late night podcast. It's like the show, but no. No. We talk about albums that are critically considered not great, and then we try to find something good about them. You're here with two of the members of the 2 minutes to late night writers room.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Hammond, and I'm putting a full cancellation on vegan straight edge bands talking about commitment. This shit is easy. I am having no difficulty with it.
Hi, I'm America's sweetheart, Katie Rose Leon, and I am 30 years old, and I still managed to dye my ears blue last night as I impulsively dyed my hair before I went on a Twitch stream.
It looks awesome. And I'm Jordan Olds, and I have boobies on my socks. The birds, not like breasts. And today we have a special guest with us who brought the album. All right, give it up for Max Kyburz. He is a cameraman on 2 Minutes Late Night. He's shooting all kinds of sketches. It's great. He's a great boy.
He's also a writer.
I am a writer.
You're a writer,
right.
a film critic.
A film critic, sometimes music writer, written for Gothamist, Tiny Mixtapes, Village Voice.
Plugs at the end, Max. Plugs at the end.
At 80s time. Sorry.
I like that.
In terms of movie reviews, did you see Alita Battle Angel?
No.
I just want someone to talk to me about Alita Battle Angel.
Even I, refuse to see Alita Battle Angel, and you use the guise of our friend died, please come see Alita Battle Angel with me, and I'm like, I will stay at this concert where I'm having fun.
This was so weird because you could literally, if you want to talk about Alita Battle Angel, you could just email any of Katie's ex-roommates. I'm pretty sure
current roommates. You can talk. They went and saw it, and they got in a big fight about it in our living room.
Basically, if you've lived with Katie, you can yell with Jeremy about this movie. Before we talk about this week's album, did anybody listen to anything they enjoyed this week?
I haven't listened to anything new, but I have reconnected in a pretty major way with a folk artist named Robert Blake. And it has been fucking fantastic. I know what you're thinking. Different Robert Blake.
Yeah.
I
was like,
I'm not so sure.
Different Robert Blake.
Okay, you saw the gears
None of the
turning in
Robert
my
Blakes
head.
you're thinking of. It's a different one.
I was.
I'm thinking of... No.
I was.
This one's a folk singer from Philadelphia.
Did he also kill his wife?
No, but he did put out a split with Eric Peterson from Mischief Brew.
Close enough.
Okay,
Close
so
enough.
Philadelphia, so not on purpose dreadlock at some point, or
No. Very much in that sort of
vegan. I comb my hair. Here's my Carhartt jacket.
Closer,
Okay.
but pre indie folk where all of folk artists were ginger men with big beards who wore a twill vest.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? And
I do
they
know.
have some weird old timey hat that's beat up that they wear.
Here's
and,
the thing.
Yeah, that type.
I do have some affection for that music because I was alive when Neutral Big Hotel happened.
Right.
Oh,
Sure.
But the visuals of that you're describing,
Yeah.
nothing dries my pussy up faster. It's
Wait a second. You mean to tell me you don't want to fuck a washboard player?
I don't want to fuck an old-timey sea captain or a collector of stamps, but you live in the current world. I don't want your waxy mustache and your elbow patches and your bow tie and you're well, I'm polyamorous, but also I only date women. It's just all right, whatever.
yeah.
I also don't really have any new music. It's it's been sad times at OK Corral, so I've just been mostly listening to. I really got into Summer Walker, which is like a neo soul artist. She's 23, but she's deep, y'all. Last year she had an album. I think it's just called Last Day of Summer, but a remix just dropped with Drake raps over it, and I'm like, I don't need Drake here. I mean, it's a cute track, but I don't know. That's mostly where I've been at. Lately. I'm sorry I don't have anything interesting to add to this. The real thing that this podcast is revealing about me is that if someone doesn't give me new music, I won't listen to new music.
That's fair. I get it. I just like that I'm looking at my Spotify and I just saw that a list that says your heavy rotation, Kiss, Hot in the Shade, and I'm not a fan, but the kids like it by Broken Side. I was like, oh boy, that's my heavy rotation now. All right. This week. Oh,
I have a couple, if I may say.
Yeah, you may.
Well, I just saw a friend of the show, Josh Gown. He has a band called High Cost. I saw them the other night.
They rip.
Played a great show with a band that, I'm not kidding, is called The Fight.
Yeah.
And they have a song called Nuke Long Island. So
Oh my god.
Yes, I know this band.
That's
That
already
rules.
my favorite band. I haven't seen High Cost live, but I've only heard amazing things about them, and I would love to nuke Long Island. So
Yeah.
That reminds me of when we were first working on the first episode of this season, and we were talking about what we could do with Walter Schreifels. I had that idea of a game called Straight Edge Hardcore Band or Just a Verb.
I do love that game.
I also re-listened to Oracle by Kitty, which actually fucking rips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's
I always wanted to get into Kitty, but they were not ever playing shows. I heard about them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. And they never played a show.
Well, I think that's a thing that we've talked about on the show before. I can't really remember, but that Kitty very much was that type of band for a lot of people where it's you heard that name all the time. They were on flyers everywhere. They were you'd see their stickers all over the place.
I saw the stickers,
I'd
no
see
flyers.
commercials for their album on Fuse and stuff. But then I would never see them on shows, and I would never I don't
'cause
think I
they
ever
were-
got to see them.
they were
Yeah.
actual children.
Were they really?
Yeah, they were teenagers when the album first came out.
That rules.
Cool.
So that had to do a lot with it. They had to go to school or something.
Like that band Alien Weaponry now. They're 12-year-olds. And they're opening for Ministry or something. I forget. Kat, friend of the show and roommate, live in the room right next to us, did a review on them. New stuff that came out this week that was cool is the full Thought Crimes EP by Billy Reimer came out. Surprise, the whole thing rips. Even though the album cover looks like, adult Job for a Cowboy, it's still a really cool fucking album. Also, speaking of Job for a Cowboy, a new song from Bury Your Dead came out this week. And I listened to it just because I used to do a lot of stuff with them. They're good dudes, and I was like, what the fuck could this sound like? And it's just exactly what I wanted. just Mortal Kombat vocals and just really fantastic, disgusting breakdowns.
Yeah.
I love
just
a breakdown.
Just a breakdown that sounds like a transformer getting hit with a hammer. It's fucking awesome. I was when you think I was like, oh, I was like, this will be funny to listen to. Nope, whipped ass. Apparently, just the
Whoops.
right open chugging just will make me karate my apartment apart.
I love the weird thing about aging no one tells you about is you're just able to enjoy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
great.
fun not enjoying things ironically anymore. I love it.
I love just loving stuff.
Yeah.
I agree
I
with
love what Bury
you
Your Dead.
two, but we all know Jeremy's stuck in a weird prison of his own
Well, it's a
creation.
weird. It's kind of pushed to a place where my ironic enjoyment has become genuine enjoyment to the point where when we were starting our Twitch stream the other day, I put on a big band playing the music of Mario 64 and
Yeah.
genuinely really enjoyed it.
Yeah, here's the thing. Jeremy, in many ways, you are Sailor Moon wearing a Guy Fawkes mask.
Yep. Nobody knows this about me, but that's actually how I dress on most days.
It's true. You have become that. But also, there's a really cool satanic doo-wop band called Twin Temple.
Get the fuck
I'm
out.
sorry.
No, shut up. They're good.
No,
I'm sure they're great,
fucking
but
awesome.
that sounds like a fucking Stefan bit.
I know. Satanic doo-wop, it's real, and it is
Okay,
100% a doo-wop thing. It's really good.
I have
wish
questions.
it was. Yeah,
So with instruments, or is it a cappella?
instruments.
Okay, so it's like Under the Boardwalk, but then about the devil.
It's they dress like Gomez and Morticia, but
Okay.
like a little, but like they're gonna sacrifice something. But then they just play like kind of like fun Motown kind of like I don't know how to explain doo-wop other than it's doo-wop and
Yeah.
there's instruments.
How do you describe doo-wop?
I-
They say doo-wop a lot.
I'm just trying to understand
Satan.
satanic doo-wop, but I'm intrigued enough that I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it rules. It's
Does
really
it just
good.
sound like the Monster Mash?
Kinda, but like beautiful. It's like the monster.
No, it's
that
like
that song fucking rules.
It's the
thing.
Munsters theme song and Chelsea Wolfe at the same time.
Yes.
Yes. Good
well,
sell.
because like a lot
Yeah.
of doo-wops about like dead teenagers and stuff, and that's like pretty spooky.
Yeah, this is specifically the teenagers died because they killed them, and it's for the devil.
Okay,
Nice.
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, it rules. It's great.
I'm sorry, I had questions. They needed to be answered.
I'm happy to be here. Okay, so I think that's all the new music of this week. If I forgot something, I'll talk about it on the next episode. All right, folks. This week it took forever to get to Kiss. I'm sure there's some 65-year-old who listens to this podcast that has been waiting for this episode. You, sir, you're in luck. We listened to Hot in the Shade. Hot in the Shade by Kiss.
Or
Hot in the shit.
Hot in the Shade.
The shade.
the boys called it the Sphinx album in the chat, and no one elaborated on that. So when I went to go find this album, was me writing the Sphinx into Spotify. Kiss the Sphinx, Kiss album. I'm like, maybe it's only on YouTube. I went that route.
Pulling up all sorts of DeviantArt pictures of sphinxes kissing.
Actually, that's what Google was giving
Yes.
me for a minute
Love it.
until I realized I'm like, maybe this is the album cover. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Look, here's the thing. I forgot the name of this album after every time we said it.
There's a
and
lot
so
to
eventually
forget
I was
about
like,
it.
we're good, because we were trying to figure out which one to do. I was like, it's Max is suggesting the Sphinx one. Let's do that one. And I was like, I'll find the name later.
I can't tell if they own it or not because the Kiss logo is very small.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, a Sphinx wearing sunglasses it feels like something that comes from the SNL intro you guys did. Like,
Yeah.
a Sphinx wearing sunglasses.
It's a very Pee-wee's Playhouse, but like without the charm.
It is.
It's
The drum machine from a Milli Vanilli song.
yeah. It seems like to come up with this album cover, I'm pretty sure they just didn't. This is like a million ideas. Like, people kept presenting concepts for album art, and they like eventually were just tired and drunk and coked out, and we were like, sunglasses on the Sphinx.
Can I present an alternate theory?
Yes.
They were similar beginning of the story where like people are presenting them all sorts of stuff where it's like, what if it's like a baby but it's like fucking crying blood, and they're like, yeah, that's all right, that's fine, okay. And then one day they're out at a gas station and they find one of those displays of postcards, and one of them is a picture of a sphinx with sunglasses on, and it says at the bottom like, just chill baby, or something like
Yeah.
that, and they're like, yes, this is the album, we will just chill baby.
Yeah. We will be hot in the shade.
So I guess.
Chill in the heat.
Does anyone know anything about Kiss?
Max? Max, why are you a Kiss fan? Do you want to give us some history on this album?
As I get older, it's harder for me to say I'm a Kiss fan just because, I mean, they were like my first quote unquote favorite band. as like an 8-year-old who read a blurb about them in Disney Adventures magazine.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
And I was like, oh, these guys look kind of spooky. It also look like superheroes. This is for me. And then I heard like 2 songs. I'm like, all right. And then a year later, like Weird Al was like my first actual like musical obsession. But Kiss is just like one of those bands that like I have like since like I was 15, like that's kind of like where my drop off was, where it's like, all right, I'm done kind of obsessing over this band.
Yeah.
It's just like every time I learn more about them, they just become more and more of a disappointment.
Yeah, they've had a crazy history.
They're fascinating. They're more. I find them more fascinating than I find them enjoyable.
Totally. I have a similar introduction to Kiss by, you see them and you're like, wow, this looks crazy. And then I heard Kiss and I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was really...
What you were expecting was black metal.
Yeah, I was expecting just like Metallica. I don't even think I understood what black metal even could be. I didn't think that stuff like that anybody would want to make and listen to at that age. But yeah, I expected just like wrestling entrance music, and what I got was just like really, like at the time I was like, this is really lame, like bad sounding blues rock.
Yeah. We've talked about this a little bit before. It's come up before. I am genuinely a Kiss fan. I'm not a huge fan to the point where I don't think I know much of anything about them.
Yeah.
But I love them.
No, there's a lot of it to love. I will say that.
There is there's a weird thing that happens where like Kiss fans are very much like Weird Al fans, where like you become fucking obsessed with Kiss, and that never really happened for me. Anytime I see them, anytime I hear them, it just makes my day. I may be the unpopular opinion here, but I thought this album whipped ass. I was very happy with this album.
Christ.
It's dumb as hell. It's really enjoyed it.
Okay, so all right, how do you hate Van Halen but you love Kiss? Because here's the thing, Kiss is a chrome logo. Their symbol is not even a metal.
They literally
lion.
have a chrome logo. You are right about that. But I will say
they're full of way more shit than it's everything you do. All right, go ahead.
They're closer to they're somewhere in between. They're in the spectrum of Guns N' Roses to Van Halen. Kiss is in between. They're not more of a chrome logo than Van Halen.
I think there's something about you that appreciates that they kind of suck a little bit.
They definitely suck.
Oh, yeah.
They 100% suck.
And they own their suckitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no part of them that's ever been like, we're a good band.
Except
They've never said that.
No.
Hang on.
Gene Simmons is an egomaniac shithead.
He's a piece of shit. Totally.
Listen to me.
Okay.
And he has definitely said that they're the greatest band of all time on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
so don't
dude.
even bring me that.
Yeah.
Don't even
But that's
bring
kind of
me
funny,
that.
isn't it?
No, dude, but this is why it's because there's something so funny about the existence of this band that you go in your ironic circle and now you love it.
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
can't do that with Van Halen because it's funny and it's just they're too talented
Yeah.
for you to fully get into it.
I would like.
I think we've totally unpacked this before.
Okay,
but
I can't believe it took this quick. We're only 5 minutes in. I thought this was going to be the whole thing. Anyway,
there's no circling around to finding Van Halen funny in any particular way. I think is my problem. Like,
oh, it's hilarious. It's just they're also good at instruments.
I don't want to have this discussion again.
Yeah. Right.
I think about Kiss, it was just like they never got into it knowing that they were going to be great, but they kept saying we're the hottest band in the world so many fucking times that they eventually believed it. And so much so that Gene Simmons just made a capitalist venture out of it and just is an insane person now.
yeah.
It is pretty cool that they sell coffins.
It is super
That's
cool.
They had
really cool.
a coffee
It's
shop
great.
in North Carolina called the Kiss Coffee Shop with a K.
Yeah, so does
Wait,
does
so it's
Cesaro
Kiss
the
coffee
wrestler?
with the.
So 2 Ks. They're almost there. They're almost at a problem. They're not quite
in
there
the
yet.
South.
Coffee?
Well, Kiss is with a K, Coffee's with a K, but then
Cacophony.
it's shop, and then it's...
Oh boy.
Move on.
All right.
You followed me there.
Yeah, totally. They were very close to a
Yes.
problem, although
Oh,
they
yes.
do
Oh,
also
yes.
have the
They're already
SS
a
in their
problem.
fucking
So this
They're
is-
already a problem.
So the Kiss albums I know and like are the self-titled one that has Shredder and Black Diamond, and I think those songs are genuinely great.
Yeah.
I think the other songs of the album are pretty okay too. The other album I like, Ace Frehley solo.
Yes.
I kind of don't like the rest of it. Like
Is
Detroit
Ace Frehley
Rock
the
City.
one with Back in the New York Groove?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whips ass.
That's
song's
a great album.
That's a great song. I think that's my favorite piece of Kiss anything is that they all were like absolutely in a fight with it. I don't actually know the story, but how the narrative in my head is they were, what I know from like Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons is they were all like probably fighting about who was the talent of the band. And they were like, all right, we're each going to do an album. But then the record label was like, isn't it great? You get 4 Kiss albums for the, like they were going to sell it as like they all got along. But it was clearly a contest. And like the person, it was like, it was, I think Ace winning the best of the solo albums is like the last thing that like Gene and Paul wanted. I think it was like Gene and Paul were like, all right, if it's you, it's fine. If it's me, okay. It'll be funny if it's Peter. It'll be really funny if it's Peter. We'll have a great fucking laugh about it. If it's Ace,
Poor Peter,
we're
Chris.
fucking firing him. And then Ace is gone, right? Is that how it works?
Kind of. I mean, Ace was also just a coked-addled maniac.
Yeah,
and
he
probably
doesn't-
still is. But he was like the talented, most talented member of the group. And once he left, like the band just got really, really boring for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a guitarist named Vinnie Vincent, who was an amazing guitarist, but it was also a problem. And they were like, and also Gene Simmons has never touched a drug in his life, and so he's just like, I can't have any of that
That's
shit going.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
What?
No, Gene Simmons is stone cold sober and always has been.
What?
That makes every single decision Kiss has made all the more insane.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Kiss is the funniest band.
Yeah, because like
Hold on.
Just chose to do that with his tongue.
Hold on. A musician got
From New York.
just crash landed and ended up with like makes all the same decisions as Ozzy Osbourne with no drugs. He has what? He also has like a reality show.
I was about to say,
Unbelievable.
Yes.
I know nothing about Kiss except for the following. 1, there was a reality show that I watched.
I like that show.
I watched every VH1 reality show for a period of time because it was on.
Yep. I get it.
It was mostly him without his makeup, sticking his tongue out, and being genuinely unlikable, and me wishing he was the guy from Twisted Sister the whole time.
Yep.
Much more likable, D. Snyder.
Yes.
2, there is an abandoned glasses shop on Myrtle Wyckoff Avenue, and there is a poster on the door of him wearing Ray-Bans in full makeup.
Yep.
3, did they do the Rock and Roll All Night song?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
This is what I know about Kiss.
Yes. Katie, do you like the Rock and Roll All Night song?
No.
Okay.
No,
But
nobody does.
It
It's
is
like
it is very catchy. Like I know it because it it gets stuck in your head. But I would not put it on at a party. I would not want to say, "Hey guys, we're partying tonight. Do you want to rock and roll all night long?" I would not.
I would prefer not to.
Oh, 4. They're very good at merchandising, much like the Misfits.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They have a coffin. They have many T-shirts. They have a coffee shop, apparently. Maybe even sneakers.
Yeah.
Sure,
I mean,
sneakers. There must be.
on
They have many sneakers.
Yeah, on the tour for this album, Gene like wore a Misfits shirt. I doubt he's ever heard them. I'm sure it's just a game recognizes game sort of thing.
So yeah, Max, do you know the progression of how they got to this album? Like, how do they lose Ace Frehley? I know that. Is this album just Paul, or is it Paul and Gene?
Paul and Gene have been the constant too throughout the entire career.
I thought Gene left at one point.
Never. He is not letting this baby go without a fucking fight.
Fair enough.
and this is like their 5th album, I think, without the makeup. So like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
This is no makeup Kiss.
Yeah, no
this
makeup.
is them like 2 albums away from being like, fuck it, we're putting it back on. And actually, there is a music video for this album, for Rise to It, where they tease like putting the makeup on, but it's like 7 years before they commit to it again.
Why did they take it off?
I don't know.
They're
like,
not very good looking.
No.
No, it was, as I understand it, it was largely like seen as a gimmick to like make people interested in them again.
Yeah.
Because they had kind of like just their records had been selling less and less, and at some point they
Yeah.
were like, all right, here we go. It's gonna be the big Kiss unmasking, and everyone's like, all right, great. We're all stoked, and then
And
they come out,
they're-
we're like, we're all leathery Jews.
And then
Yeah,
for 5 albums,
great.
and then for 5 albums, they just got to be like, all right, we got to be a hair metal band. We got to just ride on the strength of our songwriting, which is not good.
Yeah,
Observe as we get increasingly more leathery.
yeah. Like
We're gonna have slide guitar now.
They are
Yeah.
so fucking. Their skin looks so thick now. It's insane.
yeah, they all look like Sid Haig.
They all
in
look like
different
Tyler
ways.
Durden's jackets.
No, like you,
Oh God.
no, you look at the band.
The fuck?
You look at the band photo for their next album, Revenge, and they're all just sentient leather boots. Like that's.
Yeah.
They're all wearing long black trench coats. Gene has a weird, like, scraggly beard. It's like, we're a Kiss and we're mean.
We're Kiss and we're gross.
Yes, actually, can I talk about how gross Kiss is?
Yes,
for a
you
Yes,
may.
moment?
please.
For God's sake, yeah.
So
You may.
I've covered what I know about Kiss.
Yeah.
I've never listened to a full Kiss album. This is my first time.
It's the longest
I
one,
remember
too.
in the 2000s when the reality show was happening, it was mostly him making like weird pussy eating jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I had put that all behind me, and I had put this album on, which I am in the middle of this podcast. I find this album greatly forgettable. It's just like the background soundtrack to a straight-to-VHS comedy in the 80s.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it was largely unoffensive to me, and mostly very forgettable. And then the track... Read My Body.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm so
yes.
glad you brought this.
Yes.
The one
I'm
with the
not-
drums, right? That's the one with the Milli Vanilli
No.
drums.
That is
It's
not
the-
the most shocking part about that.
So sorry, I didn't mean to shush you. I
you're
just
fine.
need to get this point out before it leaves my brain. The reason I first started paying attention, because I was largely spacing out, is there's one part of it that sounds like it's about to be Pour Some Sugar on Me. And I was like, is this Pour Some Sugar on Me? And I'm like, no, I'm listening to a Kiss album. And then I actually started listening to the words. And it is the most disgusting song I think I have listened to on this show. And the rest of this album is so unoffensive to me, but this song is so god awful.
This
Turn the page. Get to the good stuff.
dude,
Fuck you.
the
Okay.
lyrics of this song, I think this is the
Yeah.
funniest because they're comparing their bodies and sexual intercourse to reading, but they are also admitting that they're
read.
not good at reading because the first part of the chorus is they think this is relatable to reading, to people who read. It's read my body. Are the letters big enough?
Yes.
Read my body. Do you like the book of my love? Read my body, turn the page, get to the good stuff. I think they mean pictures.
No, I think
And they mean a magazine.
I think they're making love to someone elderly. Because
Large print?
Large print, you know, they just want a synopsis because they're tired.
They're
you
getting
know?
an eye test.
Kiss are so funny. This is funny.
Yes.
This is I've heard a lot of people like make jokes about music being like, this is what like Dr. Roxo's band said. This is what Dr. Roxo's band actually sounds like.
Yes.
An album of it. This motherfucking album. This album is crazy. It is the most ridiculous. I can't believe this is that hair metal can keep surprising me with how insane it is. This is literally, how is Steel Panther around when this album already exists? Like, this is funnier than any Steel Panther song.
Dude, how about how 25% of this album sounds exactly like Private Eyes by Hall & Oates?
That's what I was
saying, like, it's just really unoffensive to me. Hey, is Little Caesar about the pizza?
Yes. Also that. I also was
I would
saw
not put
that.
it past them.
I saw that on this, and I was like, "There's no way this isn't a tie-in." And then the riff started, and I was like, "This is 100% a commercial." Like, just I could see them playing the riff, and also just like panning shots of pizzas.
Yes. That's totally some shit they do.
They totally were gunning for that so
I
hard.
mean, they love making money, and I respect that. And, Little Caesars, it's hot and ready. Much like how Gene Simmons is.
And
Why haven't they done a song called "Hot and Ready"? That sounds like a total
there must
Kiss
be a
song.
Kiss song called Hot and Ready.
They
More
haven't
importantly,
done
can we
it.
talk about
Hot
how funny
and ready.
how funny would the fucking Little Caesars Pizza Muppet guy look in Kiss makeup?
Oh
Tell
my
me that
God.
wouldn't rule.
That was a drafted.
I want a tattoo
illustration.
of that.
Somebody out there, I know there's a lot of
Drew.
you who make art. It's very funny. Make us a picture of the Little Caesar guy in Kiss makeup.
We will all get it tattooed. Jeremy and I. Katie won't. Jeremy and I will get tattoos of it.
I'll think
We'll
about
get
it.
enemy tattoos. And it's the Little Caesar guy. Here's the thing: if it isn't about pizza, it's just really funny to listen to the lyrics of it, and I was like, are you guys rooting for Caesar? Like a tiny Caesar? Like, they were like, Caesar's all alone, and these people are being dicks to him as friends.
They're such idiots.
That is the thing that was kind of charming about this album is they're just so goddamn dumb.
They're so dumb.
And they're so dumb that in a way that it's just like, it's really inoffensive, except for that one gross sex song. It was just mostly like, oh, your dad's playing with his band again. And you're like, yeah, look at him go.
That was
We're winning the contest. The youth center saved. High five.
Thank you, Michael Bolton.
on the way here. I was listening through it again, and I was like, I kept thinking about. Do you remember, like, was it last week or the week before when Bernie Sanders was doing a campaign rally and he had a big Band-Aid on his head, and everyone was like, "What happened to Bernie Sanders?" He's like, "I slipped in the shower," and you're like, "Oh, he's so old." And that's how I just kept feeling throughout this whole thing. I'm just like, you guys are so old. It's adorable how fucking old you are.
When did this come out?
89.
What?
Happy 30 years of this shit.
They still
Their
tour.
15th album.
89.
They played at MSG like this week.
I thought you were going to say this came out in like 1998.
No.
This is bizarre.
Yeah, man.
This is, 16 albums in. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's 16 albums, and it's like their first album came out in 1974, and this came out in
89.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
was that as an album a year?
Pretty much.
much.
For 15 years?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
You know, the more I'm
That
looking
is-
at these titles, the more that I'm agreeing with Jeremy's.
It's adorable that they're so old.
They're so
There's
fucking
a
old.
song on here called Cadillac Dreams, and I feel
Yes.
like
Yeah.
dreaming of a shiny Cadillac is such a like old man like I remember on my block Shecky Silverstein got the first Cadillac out of all of us, and he would take the girls around and we'd be like, dang, that's my Cadillac dream.
I should also add, I just want to add this real quick. When they toured with this album, they had a Legends of the Hidden Temple style Sphinx as their album backdrop.
Yes!
Yes!
Did it talk?
During God of Thunder, it would do the I am the Lord of the Wasteland interlude.
Tell me this album doesn't whip ass. Come on.
I want to.
Wait.
Here's the thing.
Come to my side.
Wait, I have a question. Did its mouth move or was it just lit to imply that it was speaking?
I'm pretty sure its mouth moves.
Yes.
Yes.
And they only
That's
used it
amazing.
for one song.
Yes.
Was it wearing sunglasses?
No, because its
What the
eyes shoot
fuck?
laser beams.
I feel like that's
That
a missed
rules.
opportunity
They
for
paid money
Ray-Bans.
to make a talking sphinx prop for the stage and only used it for one song.
My
Pretty
favorite
much.
thing is that also literally, like 5 years earlier, Iron Maiden did the same.
Exactly. No.
And they were like, it's working good for those small Brits that are hopping around.
Yeah, Kiss is the worst kind of trend follower because they always follow everything way too far.
5 layers.
That's
They're like,
They were
actually-
ahead of Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I'm sorry, with the exception of that, they were ahead of the curve on that.
Okay.
Gene Simmons loves to brag about people stealing shit from him. I'm sure he takes credit for Legends of the Hidden Temple all the fucking time.
He's
Listen,
so
we were-
icky. He's
Oh my
so
God.
icky.
It's straight out of Spinal Tap.
That's what I was
Yeah.
just thinking. They are Spinal.
They
Tap.
are Spinal Tap. Because, like, in that movie, there's so many big stage setups that they always only use for one song. And you're like, what, did they have those pods on stage for the whole show? That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is what that is. This is them awkwardly playing in front of the pods for the rest of the show.
Is
Here's
the
the
song
thing.
on here really called "Love's a Slap in the Face"?
Yes.
Okay.
Love is like a slap in the face.
Sang
It's
by
like,
Gene Simmons.
What?
Sang by Gene Simmons, who broke up with Cher.
What?
Gene Simmons dated Cher?
Yes.
To be fair,
No!
Cher dated a lot of questionable people, including Tom Cruise, who she claims to be her most prolific lover of all time. Now sit with that. But
What?
You're telling me
Cher.
Tom Cruise is putting down good pipe?
according to
There's a whole
Cher,
there's a whole chapter in Gene Simmons' autobiography about Cher. Like, yeah.
yeah, because she's amazing and perfect. But here's the thing. We'll bring it back. I'm sorry I just blew your mind about Tom Cruise's pipe. And like it's a lot to take in. It really took me a while to deal with after I read that.
Look,
But also
I can't think about, I don't know.
I'm
What
sorry-
the fuck?
Sorry, I just hijacked this. Yes.
I just, like,
Gene
you told me
Simmons-
my mom, like, dated a Chuck E. Cheese rat. Like,
Not just any Chuck E. Cheese rat. The Chuck E. Cheese
The
rat.
Chuck E. Cheese rat that got all the pussy.
Here's the thing.
look, the tongue on the rat costume is pretty big.
Listen,
Somebody Photoshop that, please.
she likes shorter men, okay?
That's true.
We all
But
know
isn't
that.
Gene Simmons, like, 7 feet tall? Or
No,
a
he
boot?
just wears platform boots. He's
Yeah.
a Jew from New York.
We don't get that tall.
They don't get that tall. They don't make them that size.
Okay.
Maybe I would have been married to a doctor by now. Just kidding.
God, sorry, Cher. Oh, that hurt my
She's
feelings.
fine. She's amazing.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
Her Twitter presence, killing it. Share the musical, worth all the money.
I really want to go. I hope there isn't a part about Gene Simmons in that.
There is not, but there is a part where she walks into a bar and goes, "You're the only 10 I see," when she's talking about the Allman Brothers she boned.
Which Allman Brother did you bone?
Was it Dwayne?
I forget.
Greg or nothing?
John.
I don't think it was.
John
Allman.
Gene.
Here's the thing.
There's
They're
other
also,
almonds that aren't in the band.
Here's the thing. The band is called the Almond Brothers, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, of
They're not
course.
the Almond. When I found out it was the Almond Brothers when I was in middle school, I was like, here's the thing.
No,
No.
it's not.
No, it isn't.
No, they are the rival band of the California Raisins, and I will hear
Yes.
no more
I
about
will
it.
hear- yes. They are part of Trail Mix. That is what is happening.
They come together under Trail Mix Records.
Yes.
They put out records on the same label.
They're called the Almond Brothers, and that's just what it is. Do we have... Here's the thing. The album is not that bad. The album is hilarious.
It's funny. Like I said though, I found it very inoffensive. It was probably the most tuned out I've ever been to any album we've listened to on the show, except for that one Gross song. But I'm not even trying to be mean here. I just it just washed over me.
Yeah.
I skipped songs after a while because I noticed how long it was, and I was like, all right, well, we gotta...
Yeah. Come on.
When
We gotta, all right, like, when I realized that all of the guitar solos, like, my favorite piece of it was, it's so clearly the end of the 80s because the guy has his, like, overdrive on, and he's, like, setting it up like he's gonna fucking rip a goddamn solo
Yeah.
Steve Vai level, and it's just kind of sort of a pentatonic solo. It's just like It's very basic, and I'm like, they threw on this much overdrive and like dive bombed into it for this.
Once again,
At least like Ace was just like, all right, I'm giving you 7 bendies and then we're out of here.
7 bendies and I'm gone. I'm going home.
7 bendies and then my pickups are out of smoke. So we got.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really feel like this is the ideal album to be a background of like a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
You know, a lot.
What's the movie about?
It's about driving a car and being a cool teen, and then the cigarette factory comes to town.
The cigarette factory comes to town?
Yeah, it's gonna turn your favorite hangout into a cigarette town, and then. And then, there's a girl, she's rich, she won't pay attention to you because you're from the wrong side of the track where all the bendies happen before the pickups run out of smoke. And then, and then it was like a slap in the face of love. And you're like, I'm going to prove it to you and I'm going to shut down the cigarette factory. But she's like, no, my dad's the cigarette factory.
I really want to set like a kid getting rejected by the girl he has a crush on, just like him walking home in the rain, to Love Is Like a Slap in the Face. Just imagine like Ralph Macchio in the rain, like a little sad because Elizabeth Shue is just not feeling it at that moment of the movie. And it's just like, love is like a slap in the face. It'd be the funniest thing in the world.
Like
Katie, I want to greenlight this movie.
I'm really good and talented, and hire KRL.
Hire KRL. Max, do you have any more do you have any context for this album?
I know that Michael Bolton wrote a song on it forever.
What?
Forever.
Oh my god,
God.
that is also the song that I knew off of this album because they put that on like a Buzz Ballads or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
And
their
that's a
big
number
hit from
8.
this album.
That was like a number 8 Billboard hit. That was like a decently charting.
Yeah, and it's also when you think about the lyrics of this album, those are the only decent lyrics of the song because they're not trying to rhyme with every other line
Yeah.
in the worst possible way.
It is the funniest love song I've ever heard because I listened to it. I was like, oh my god, this is a love song about getting remarried.
Yeah.
Like, it is specifically for someone who has gotten divorced and is like, no, baby, it's you. It's you now. It's
just kidding about that last one.
yeah, it's like marriage number 3. Like, we're gonna play this at the wedding.
Yeah,
Like, now it's forever. Like, it is so clearly a remarried. It's like I was listening to the lyrics. I'm
All
like,
the kids
are they-
are annoyed to be here a third time. It's
Yeah.
forever.
it was like clearly that like Paul or like Michael Bolton, since he wrote the song, was like, look, I got an idea, guys, because I've been running through a lot of women. It's the 80s, and I'm Michael Bolton. It's so much. It's an anthem for people rushing into a new marriage.
I mean,
my dad probably listens to this song.
I gotta say, they began the decade by having songs co-written by Lou Reed, and then they ended the decade with songs written by Michael Bolton. That's quite a span.
Gotta tell
What?
you,
Wait
big
a minute.
step up.
Okay.
Big step up after
Hold
hearing
on.
Lulu.
So the non-makeup album that I think everyone wants this show to do is The Elder, which is their prog rock album.
Oy vey.
What?
Okay, it's called Music from the Elder, and it's a soundtrack to a movie that never came to fruition. It's got a Dungeons and Dragons-y type plot line to it, and Lou Reed I think has credit on 2 songs.
Oh my god! I
As-
love that.
As we know, Lou Reed does not equal success.
No,
In fact, I would argue most of the time, no good. As Jeremy said, I told you so. What does it say?
We'll get to it later.
We'll get to it later. We'll cut this out.
I have one more piece of context, and that is the Sphinx from the live show, according to the guitarist Bruce Kulick, was named Leon.
How dare. First
I'm
of
not
all,
even kidding.
my name was changed in Ellis Island, so how dare they name the oppressing force after me?
That's insane. I do think we need to do that album. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I think we need to do that album, and then we need to film the movie.
We should just set it to like the 2002 Dungeons and Dragons movie that has like Jeremy Irons in it.
God, I forgot that was a thing. Jesus Christ.
Isn't that a thing? Am I
it is.
wrong?
It is. It is.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Hell yeah. There
Or
you go.
the Page Master.
There you go.
They love reading.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's an illiterate love song. That's so funny. That's the funniest song we've ever done on the show.
For sure, yes.
Read My Body is the 100% funniest song we've ever listened to. And I was very enjoyable because it's disgusting and stupid.
It was really
It is
gross.
unbelievably stupid.
Okay, question. Is Kiss dumber than Metallica?
Yes. No, I don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
Hard
don't know.
question, right?
I wanted to be sure, but as soon as it came out of my mouth, you really got to think about it.
I'm going to say no. And my reasoning to this is I think Kiss kind of was never in it for the art.
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's ever genuinely a moment where Kiss was like, we're artists. I think this Unmasked period was like, we're going to be a band, but being a band is different than like thinking you can make it as an artist.
Yeah.
Do you think that they ever thought of their stage show as the art?
No. I
No,
think they
I
were just
think-
like, this is fucking sick. Look how fucking cool this is.
Do you think Metallica wasn't like that, though?
Yeah, no, I think Metallica was like that, but they clearly got so diluted that they thought that they were going to be artists.
Yeah,
That's
I think
true.
I
They
have-
wrote
Yeah.
Nothing Else Matters. Like, just from there, you know that there's a Metallica was like, we're serious.
just to double down on what Jordan's saying, I think it's like Kiss out the gate, whether they want to openly admit it or not, were more like, we are performers in the sense of like, they're like a cheap Broadway play. They wanted to just be in a band. They want to be rock and rollers,
Right.
baby.
right.
Well, Metallica definitely started that way because there were a couple of dumb kids. But yeah, like, then they wanted to say something. Well, what Kiss wanted to say was fucking read me like a book. You know, like they're not, they just want to get laid.
Yeah. Like, even at
be
their
cool.
peak, their most serious song was the one that's like, my penis is a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wrote an entire album about that.
That's as serious as they ever got.
I would probably, here's the thing. I would absolutely love Kiss if the album was just called Penis Gun. I would be on board.
I'm sorry. I was just like, was I supposed to listen to Kiss at some point in my life? Did like I miss some point of music development?
The only time you would have gotten into it, I think, was when Detroit Rock City came out.
Right.
Yes.
That was like a big movie that a lot of people really enjoyed. It was kind of like in the vein of like an Almost Famous, but like way more of like a
Right.
goofy madcap teen
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
That was the movie I wanted to see most as like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dude, I love
I
that
remem-
movie. I really
It
enjoyed
has
it.
my favorite
Still?
video. It has my
I haven't
favorite.
seen it in years, but I mean, when I was a kid, I loved it.
All right, go ahead, Katie. Sorry.
I remember seeing that, but not the movie, but yeah, that shit just missed me. I feel like I had to be a child to get into Kiss. Feels like
Oh,
something
yeah.
you get into as a child.
Yeah, it seems like Kiss and like wrestling was like kind of like hand in hand thing. Like most people get into wrestling when they're a child because there's makeup and buff people and fire.
As we
Kiss-
were talking about off mic, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
This is another thing that's like Harry Potter.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Because if you
guys
didn't get
just
into
Harry
it-
Pottered me. You brought
Kiss.
me in on the last movie, and I'm just like, it's
Yeah,
fine,
this
I
is
guess.
the same as me and Katie's Harry Potter experience. We both only have seen like the last movie,
Yeah.
and that's how we were introduced.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're an adult watching it, you're just like, oh, I'm just watching a kid's movie. This
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a kid's piece of media.
I have
and
now.
that is what this is.
The thing is, I've now seen the other Harry Potter movies, and yeah, that's it. I was like, yeah, these are for kids. Mm-hmm. I haven't read these books. I don't know what's going on. There's children flying around. I kind of like that. I love that. My favorite thing I realized about Harry Potter is just that as each movie went on, they were like, well, we gotta get a bad guy that can say his name with more syllables. Just like that's each movie. It's just you got to add on to it. So it starts up with like Harry Potter, and then it's Harry da. Each movie.
Kiss also had a WCW wrestler.
What?
I'm sorry.
Kiss had a wrestler?
Called the Demon. It was modeled after Gene Simmons, obviously.
Oh my God.
That's not that surprising.
It's not surprising at all. That seems
No,
like something
it was the same era the Misfits had a wrestler. Like they were
Yeah.
like warring on this shit.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
very funny.
WCW
And also,
had-
WCW was like some shit. Like,
let it
I
be
don't
known,
know
this was the
anything about-
corporation that had David Arquette be the world champion.
Are
for
you
a second.
serious?
you didn't know that?
Yes.
Dude, I don't know anything about WC. And I only know...
WCW is fascinating.
Wait,
WCW is
did
the
they-
only wrestling I ever watched. I was like big into WCW, and
Wait.
then I never watched wrestling again after that was gone.
I knew Ready to Rumble because my friends wanted to see it was the same thing. Like I think Ready to Rumble and Detroit Rock City came out at like the same time.
Like very close. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, and those were two movies that I was like, these look like romps. I think it was because they were trying to capitalize on like American Pie.
Right.
Yeah,
And it was
totally.
really weird because I was like, I went into both movies not knowing that they were like marketing campaigns for these other things.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that Ready to Rumble was for WCW, and I did not know going into Detroit Rock City that it was going to be about Kiss.
Really?
That's crazy.
That's
The
Surely,
commercial-
like, even the poster had Kiss on it, right?
It didn't. The poster of Detroit Rock City is a bunch of people and like
Oh, that's right.
kind
It's
of
yeah,
like,
Kiss.
it's like the Animal
It looks like Rock
House.
and Roll High School.
Yeah, that
It looks
there
like
you
Rock
go.
and Roll High School, and so you like it, from far away, you don't really notice that Kiss is on it.
Right.
And I saw sort of the trailer, and I mainly just remember that it was like four kids trying to go to a concert,
Right.
But they don't show Kiss in the trailer, I don't
Right.
think.
And
I
they're
don't
in
remember-
the movie. They're there.
Yeah, they're at the end of the movie. I remember is
They are the mark. They're the whole reason for the movie existing. Like,
right,
Yeah.
but
man,
they're not
that's
at
so
the,
sad. What a sad movie. Your whole goal is to see Kiss. That's sad. I feel sad for them.
And they
That's a
beat the
sad
shit out of
story.
each other in order to do it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
What a sad story. It's a tragedy, right? It's a tale of woe.
Well, it does
gotta
end with
wa-
like the most obnoxious shot in cinema history, where they do the camera shot from inside of Gene Simmons' mouth.
Yeah, oh my
looking
god,
out
I
at the
totally
crowd,
forgot.
and like you just see
Oh.
like teeth on the top and
So
bottom
it's
of
a
the frame, and then a
psychological
tongue.
body horror.
Yes, it's like
Okay.
Antichrist.
It's like a Cronenberg movie.
It was
I
directed by Lars von
understand.
Yeah.
Trier.
There
it's
was
like
there-
it's actually the closest we're gonna get to a live action Akira remake.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like post-apocalyptic city with like flesh monsters
Yeah,
and weird baby men.
Detroit Waste City. Yes,
So,
Favorite songs.
favorite songs. Let's do it.
I will throw down for Boomerang.
The riff is not bad.
It's the only like song that
It's
sounds
fine.
like not like a Kiss song where they're like, we're gonna try like something fast, but we're gonna put it at the very end of the album. Like yeah, let's put it there.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I mean, it's hard for me to remember any of these songs if I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah, no, Read My Body. Read My Body is the one that has the Milli Vanilli drums. That's mine.
I mean, that's
It's very funny that it
that's the
starts
song
like that.
I remember. Mostly because I kept thinking it was going to be pour some sugar on me. Which is also a disgusting song because that's about getting jizzed on, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Just gross. Just gross
Gross
shit.
stuff.
80s metal. What the fuck?
Read My Body is the funniest song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of not entirely a joke and it exists.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's my pick.
It's that or Forever because there's also just something really funny about like I just picture like a 2 millionaire
Yeah.
kind of person taking a woman on a boat after he's like had at least 3 other wives and being like, this is the one, and playing that song, and they both drink Andre. That's what that song is to me.
If I may put my opinion on whether Kiss is done with Metallica,
Yes, please.
I mean, I will say that Metallica made the decision to make a live symphonic album first,
Yeah.
and then Kiss did it like 10 years later.
There's a Kiss symphony.
It is their 4th live album. I have owned it.
Kiss.
Kiss with a symphony.
Kiss and M. It's Kiss and M.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You saw me struggling for that, Jeremy. Thank you for that assist.
Should we move on to some emails?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
let's do
couple
some
emails
emails.
that I want to read.
Something
Okay,
from
yeah.
the emails.
So this first one, we put out a call in the last episode for former fans of Broken Side in just like a safe space. We're not going to judge you too harshly for your decisions in life. In fact, I'm not going to read your name because I don't want to label you with this. We got an email from a Broken Side fan.
But you guys just
Former Broken
I
Side
wasn't
Former
here,
Broken Side
but you
fan.
guys the call was just basically to give context to like when this album came out, if you liked it, why did you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is an email. Okay, so when I was in high school in 2010, I went through a very brief Broken Side phase. I was 16 or 17 at the time, lived in the country out in the boonies. I dated a girl that was really into them, and she got me into them. I had only discovered metal a few years prior and was starving for just anything. The best way to describe it is just having no reference point to other music leading me to weird places. It was kind of aggressive in a way that was new to me at the time, just raw teenage angst and weirdness. Probably also had something to do with being a teenage alcoholic. I soon discovered Motorhead and never looked back.
Congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations. Now I'm sober. Good for you. Play bass professionally. Good for you. And work in the Stage Workers Union.
Good for
Fantastic.
you.
Yeah.
Unions.
Unions
Yes,
are great. We
unions
love
are
unions.
great.
Yes.
And am deeply ashamed about ever having liked this band.
Well, thank you for sharing for us. I'm sorry for your shame, but like we all gotta start somewhere, bud.
One
Yeah.
last sentence. Also, Broken Side is a good name for them, in parentheses, broke inside, because that's how you feel after you listen to them. Love
Very
the
true.
podcast and the show. If you're ever in Ontario, hit me up.
Maybe cut that part because we don't want to let anybody know where he lives.
Let's not dox the dude.
Ontario is huge.
It's huge.
It's like saying I'm from New York. Like it's fine.
Or like from like Texas, right?
I don't know.
Ontario a state?
I know
I don't know
nothing about Canada.
The point is, I'm dumb as hell, man. I didn't even realize that their name was I didn't realize Broken Side was broke inside. I had
Yeah.
not realized that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like fucking Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. His name is Miles per Hour. I never realized that it was miles per hour. It's fucking nuts, dude.
What is going on?
We're learning a lot this episode.
My
That's-
brain is broken.
It's okay. I
Do you
didn't
know
get
that my name is a reference to Guar and Arsenio Hall?
I didn't understand the joke in the Santa Claus for years.
I also didn't get that.
So, you
but
know.
we're Jews. What are we going to do? We didn't know he spelled his name differently. I'd never seen it written down until I saw that movie at Blockbuster. R.I.P.
You said you hadn't.
R.I.P. Tim Allen.
Oh my God! What a goofy goddamn episode this has been.
I know.
Yep.
All right, since that guy admitted to liking this band in like high school, what's the most embarrassing band that you thought was really sick in high school?
Okay.
Oh God.
In
Boy,
high
oh
school,
boy.
In high school,
because like I feel like my middle school taste was like way more intense. I gotta think for a second, because the problem is I don't have a lot of shame.
I know, that's the thing, is like I'm too old to be ashamed by a lot of this stuff. I think probably the most embarrassing thing that I ever like genuinely got really, really into is the first All American Rejects album.
I remember that.
I really, really enjoyed that album. I still kind of like it. I think there's a lot
Yeah.
of cool, fun, weird pop stuff going on, because they're the only one of those like mainstreamo pop punk bands that came out at the time that like just fully embraced the fact that they're just a pop outfit.
Okay,
There was no part of them that was like, we're punk still.
I have a like same different on that, which
Yeah.
is that in high school I genuinely was into Dashboard Confessional.
Nice.
And like I definitely bought the acoustic album first and definitely played it in my room while laying on a floor feeling gutted by a boy.
I mean,
like a Taking Back Sunday, maybe. I like that. Doesn't, but
that's not
everybody.
embarrassing
That's
enough.
not as
Yeah.
embarrassing.
no.
I'm trying
I mean,
to think.
Jordan, like we came up with that whole MySpace like Bree shit Like, I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
plenty
yeah.
of embarrassment there. Like we came with broken teeth and like gutted with broken glass and that kind of bullshit. Was
I
just
loved
like,
a We Came with Broken Teeth.
Yeah, I mean, anything that wasn't Job for a Cowboy that had that stuff is. I'm so glad no photos of me wearing that shit. That shit exists.
Yeah, no. Thank God MySpace is randomly deleting millions of things.
Yeah.
A public
me
service.
down.
Take me down. Get rid of any possible
Yeah.
trace of my scene hair. Get rid of it.
Yeah. Destroy it. Destroy every big T-shirt I had with little pistols on it.
A lot of synth pop mixtapes that I made in a basement on a 4-track.
Any photo of me wearing a white studded belt.
Oh God, I feel bad for the people who got the permanent white studded belt, which of course is the tattoo of 2 revolvers on the hips.
Oh my God! So many people I know did that.
Or those stars.
The
whatever.
nautical stars.
The nautical
stars.
stars. The swallows holding the banner that says like "I love Taking Back Sunday" or some
Oh
shit.
my God. I wanted
My girlfriend puked in my Jetta.
I wanted a nautical star like bracelet of nautical stars so bad as like a teenager because I wanted like I don't know Tom DeLonge to fall in love with me or some shit.
Yeah.
God bless me being so broke.
Yeah, I couldn't afford. One of the first. I remember there was when I was like drinking in high school. One time, I wanted to get a Job for a Cowboy design a T-shirt tattooed. I think on my back. And I did not. Thank God I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
Oh God, I know somebody from high school who got a tattoo of the Good Charlotte logo. And a second Good Charlotte tattoo that was the logo of their T-shirt company made.
Dude, hold on. I can beat that. When my friend, when the Transformers movie came out, the Michael Bay one, and everyone was just like really excited to see robots in a movie punching.
Yeah.
Like I loved it when it came out because you just wanted to see a robot punch like that.
Right.
But this kid loved it so much that he like, I remember he like was like, this guy's like tattooing out of his like apartment. I'm gonna go over there tonight and like get an Autobots tattoo, and it looked worse than like a crayon drawing. Like it was just a fucking
Just on his
gigantic
neck?
on his neck. No, a neck splotchy like Autobot tattoo that just.
Oh my.
It looked
God.
like if the Autobot like symbol was like a grape and someone stepped on it. And that's on his neck forever. I hope he got it removed. I hope you're okay.
Well,
He just wears turtlenecks.
Forever.
He looks like Steve Jobs forever now.
I get it. I think we've talked about all the embarrassing music I've liked. Like I liked Avenged Sevenfold a lot. I think the most embarrassing thing about me is I had a Scion TC. So you can tell my music taste based on that.
that's so funny.
It's so funny that there was 3 cars that were so distinct to scene kids, and that was the Scion, the Jetta,
Jetta.
and the Ford Focus.
The Ford Focus? Oh
Yeah.
my God, you're right.
Yep, the Ford Focus.
And then someone's mom's Subaru.
Yes, that was mine. I had my mom's Subaru.
I didn't drive.
Me neither. Plugs.
Max, do you want to plug for everybody? Where can people follow you on the internet?
At 80s_Tom Hanks, 80s Tom Hanks. That's it.
Yeah.
You can find me at Twitter at Katie Rose. And please listen to my other podcast, Ballin' Out Super. It's about Dragon Ball, anime, leftist politics, and dicks.
You guys
Lot
are
of
doing
dick stuff.
Evangelion now?
I just tweeted that, and everybody was like, "We're doing that. You gotta do that." And we're like, "I guess we're doing that now."
Yeah, you should probably watch the beginning of the series before you watch the...
Wait, is Neon Genesis not the original one?
No.
Oh,
Apparently.
no, I mean, the one that everyone's freaking out about is the Netflix release of, like, the ending of the series that's, like, been waited on for a
fuck.
million years.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry,
All right.
kid.
There's
Have
a lot
fun.
of Evangelion to watch.
Yeah, dog. Get in this train.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I just never watched it. Find me on Twitter at Jeremy Thunder. Check out Ballin' Out Super, and talk to your local government about investing in trains.
Okay. Fair enough. Guys,
Fucking hobo punk.
Fuck off. Trains are cool.
guys, in about a week we have the finale's coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
Join
Yeah.
us.
Yes, join us. We're having a screening party at Pine Box in Brooklyn. We're going to be just screening the actual finale at 9 p.m.
Yeah, doors at 8.
Doors at 9 p.m. screening. And then they have karaoke afterwards, so we're all going to probably stick around and do some of that
So
business.
come sing Read My Body.
Yes.
My sober month will be over, and I am going to drink like I'm going through a divorce.
I'll be feeling feelings and making everyone listen to me sing off-key Lita Ford. So come on down.
Kiss us deadly.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Follow 2 Minutes to Late Night at 2 Minutes to Late Night on Instagram, at 2M2LN on Twitter. Please, look, the finale's happening, but we're still doing a lot of stuff. As 2 Minutes to Late Night, we're going to be investing more time in the podcast. We're going to start doing movies. Once now that the finale is completed, we're going to have a lot more time to focus on some of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Please donate to our Patreon, honorableswords.com. Follow my dog on Instagram at Great Hambino. Bean as a bean. Like, not actually like the Great Bambino, but what? Who cares? Read my body, everybody. Toodles.
Bye.